We are making stuffed shells for dinner. We have meatballs in the drain board from Sam's Market. So kind of cheating on that. I'm not making the meatballs. Family recipe. Take the shell, just drop it in the water. Don't want it to cook too long. You want it to come out al dente, because then you're going to stuff the shell and put it in the oven. Make sure we got enough of these. And some of them, they're not breaking and they're stuck inside. What do you know about that? How am I going to get this out of here? Oh, got it. Alright, put a few more in. My roommate always likes my stuffed shells. And last time I made manicotti, he said it was really good, so let's put these up inside. Alright, we have some garlic here, cut up, kind of. Christian cut some of it up. And the spice roll, but I'm already peeled. Less work. And I bought plain sauce because I can put the garlic cloves in it. I can put all kinds of things in that sauce to make it fancy sauce. Whoops. So, here we got whole milk ricotta. So we're going to make the cheese mixture. So you're going to put the whole thing of ricotta cheese in the bowl. All of it. Not going to leave a drop left. Whole milk instead of skim is better because it's got more flavor. I don't do skim milk. I do 2% because I want flavor in my drinks, not watered down drinks. Just kind of break it up in there. And we're going to put some salt in there. Light salt is what we use. Make sure it's nice and salty because we love salt, except for Christian. Some basil leaves. Well, we used all the basil up. Alright, we're going to put a little bit of parsley in here. Parsley flakes. Parsley flakes are good. They won't hurt you. They're Italian. Basil's Italian too. And of course we're going to put the best thing inside the food, which is Ligatelli grated Pecorino cheese from Italy, imported specially from Italy. Make sure you mix it up in here because it's a little, it always has chunks of cheese in here. You can never have too much of this cheese. When you make meatballs, you put this cheese inside the hamburger meat and it makes it taste good. Never be afraid to use a lot of cheese like this. It is so good. And that's what we're going to put on our pasta tonight, our stuffed shells. And you're going to put 1 egg inside here. just how it's made. Just sit that there for now because it's all yucked up. Alright, let's mix this bad boy up and let's see what it's become. This is going to make it taste good. And if you have leftover mixture, you can even eat it by itself. This is what Italians do. They like to eat what's left over from cooking. Grandmother and I used to taste things in the kitchen when she was making dinner. She would let me taste stuff. And she'd pull out a piece of American cheese and we'd have some cheese while we're cooking dinner. And then she always had this Ligatelli cheese for me, so when I had spaghetti, she'd send it home with me and I could eat it. Or I like to put it on my buttered noodles. I did that when I was at her house. Then I started buying Ligatelli because you can't live without it. Especially if you're an Italian. It makes your food good. Stick my finger in here and taste this. I think it's good to go. Alright. It seems like it's all good. It's just us eating it, so I can put my finger on the spoon and taste it. But if I was serving it to family, serving it to other people, then I wouldn't be allowed to do that. Let's see, we have our shells in here. They should be cooking. We might have to see what they're like. They're going to need to be checked and tasted. Make sure they're not cooking too much. Well, they could stand to cook a little more, so I'm going to let them cook a little more. This cut up, we just pour it in. Well, this is an end piece. Christian didn't know that, but we can't eat that. Alright, let's cut a little more of these up. This one's a little bad, so I'm going to put that over there. A little of that inside the sauce. I'm going to put cheese in our sauce too, because we like Ligatelli cheese. So if you didn't buy the pasta sauce with cheese in it, 3 cheese from Ragu, then I'm going to take Ligatelli and put some inside there, and it's going to taste like cheese. I'm going to make that sauce flavored with power. Has to have flat power to it and taste good. Can't just be plain sauce. When I cook every night for dinner and make dinner for everybody, it's not plain Jane. It's got spices, herbs and spices in my food. Especially when you're making a steak. You just don't cook a steak on the grill and say, oh, it's okay, it's done. No. It needs to have flavoring on it. And I like to cook my steak in the frying pan because then I can put olive oil in it and flavor it with spices, and it'll stick and it'll cook really nicely. Let's see. Let's cut this up. Can have these little pieces cut up, and I can take them and I'm going to stick them right inside the stuff. Put them right inside there. That sauce. When we get that sauce like to where we can mix it in. You don't have to be afraid to use garlic. It won't hurt, nothing. It just makes it flavorful and tastes good too. And you can also buy Ligatelli, and you can buy it in the bar of cheese. And it tastes really good. And it tastes excellent. If ever you wanted to go and buy cheese, you could buy that and it would cover everything imaginable. I bought this brand of provolone. That's Italian for cheese. This is the Ligatelli that comes from Italy, imported to the US. Here's the Ligatelli cheese. It's imported from Italy. It's really good. This is provolone cheese. I guess that's Italian, but it doesn't say if it's imported from Italy, but it looks like it is. So, this is Asiago cheese, which is really good. I bought the Cracker Barrel brand. And then this is mozzarella, which I was thinking for a change, maybe slice some of that up and put it in our pasta tonight. It might give it that extra flavor. Stick it inside the stuff. Okay, we have two kinds of sauce going because when I went to Giant today, I didn't pay attention and see that this is flavored with meat. So it's probably flavored with hamburger meat. So we're gonna put this in. Get one of these plastic things. I can't open these jars for the life of me. Okay, so I'm gonna put some sauce at the bottom. Don't want to be gingerly. Don't want to over pour because we have two things of sauce, but have to be able to cover the meatballs and have to be able to cover the stuffed shells with sauce. All right. Because we don't want to be generous either with that. Let's take a knife and let's just kind of spread it around a little bit so it covers the whole area so that it's covered, and then it'll be, make sure we've got everything on either spot. Make sure it looks good. Oops. Oh shoot, I got sauce on my Alexa. Okay, now we've got the sauce in there. Let's put some of these in there, just put it inside the tray. This will give it that flavor, so when you go to eat it, you can taste that garlicky flavor in here, which is what I like. rather than sprinkle the garlic on like we used to do, just buy the cloves and put it inside the sauce itself. It's so much better. Make sure every spot on this tray has it, because every square inch needs to be covered. All right. Let's see. All right. We're running out of space here, but we don't have a very big kitchen. But we're gonna drain the shells, and I'll put them in this other bowl, and then I'm gonna stuff them. Make sure that they're completely drained. There's nothing inside there, because we don't want a watery pasta. And now we can probably hold that still. And now we can just dump the rest of this water out of there. Oops, I have to get that. Not good. I hope these didn't break up, that's all I have to say. Because that's not going to be very good for cooking. Let's rinse our shell out. If I can grab it. Rinse it cold. And we can put whatever in it. Rinse my hands clean again so I don't have yucked up stuff on them. Alright, so let me see if we can back this up so we can see everything. Oh, we'll just go like that. Okay, so we're going to stuff our shells. And so you're gonna be careful, because these shells are the way they are, but they're not always, they don't always stay open. So we're gonna do the best we can with this. I'm gonna try to get the stuff in it. Don't put too much in, because you don't want to overload these things, but don't be too afraid to do anything. Okay, so I'm gonna try to lay the shells in this way. Okay, just place them in and let them sit there. Okay, we're gonna keep stuffing them and putting them inside there. Careful they don't break. I always have the worst problems with homemade manicotti, because it always breaks on me. All right, let me, just a pinch of this. I want to fill that hole up, because I fill my shells. Don't want to be afraid, because these taste really good. And so let's place that in there. All right, let's fill some more shells. Put the mixture in. Make sure you get a spoonful of the mixture. See how well that is. And there's a little bit of space in between. So let's take this and let's open that space up. All right, this is nice and stuffed. Now, I think we're gonna lay some meatballs in there and put them inside so we can have some meatballs in our pasta. These had a chance to sit out. These are kind of frozen, but they'll cook when we put them in. So let's put a row of these on here. Put one in front of that. Okay. Got 4 meatballs. There's 6 altogether, so we each get about 2 each. There's 3 of us eating dinner tonight, so we get 2 meatballs. Okay, let's stuff this shell. This one looks really easy. It's like I can get in there and it can really be stuffed, which is what I like. I like my shells to be really stuffed. Plus the mixture inside is always good. Maybe we have too many shells, but we'll see. We obviously can't eat all of that, but can do the best we can. All right. Get that inside there. Okay. Let me see. You gotta make sure you get the stuff pressed in the shell. Make sure we get a little bit more. We want those shells to be perfect. It's okay if the mixture ends up, if you feel that there's like the mixture starts to like overflow in the thing. You can never have too much of this. Never. It's always okay to have all of that. In fact, I encourage that. Make sure, because this is like flimsy and it's about ready to fall, so make sure it's all smudged in. This one broke, so may not get a lot in there like we want to, but we'll see. They're pretty big, so maybe everybody gets 3 stuffed shells and then 2 meatballs. Okay, make sure both sides have it, and there's plenty of it to go around. Just stuff that shell, make sure it's stuffed, but you don't want it to fall apart either. Okay. Alright, we're gonna do one more stuffed shell. I think that's gonna be plenty. So, alright, shall we glob it in there? Alright, it's nice and stuffed. Now we got all this lovely mixture left, but they didn't have anything medium sized, and we can't get a small one because we don't know if that would have been enough. So, okay, let's see, we got, alright, so we got 9 shells, I think, or let me see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, we got 11. Well, there's probably enough that Christian can have more than us. Christian's a growing boy. So, let's see. Okay, they're sitting in their little tray here, so let's put over all of this. In the sauce a little bit. Make sure we get it because we forgot to put some in the sauce, and we're gonna need more cheese. I feel like every month we use a whole container of cheese practically, or every 2 months. Alright. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to put more sauce in there. This one's flavored with meat, so we're going to open up this sauce and we're going to alternate, and we're going to put some of this sauce in there. So we have it alternated as to what it should have. So we got to put our 2 more meatballs in here. Make sure we get them in there and get them covered. Practically did it. Like 2 things of sauce practically covers a dinner. If you're going to do stuffed shells, if you're going to do raviolis and spaghetti, you might get away with just 1 container of stuff. But and if it doesn't cover everything up, then take the knife, and of course, like, you just want to make sure that everything is covered. You don't want to have things out. Make sure everything's all covered up. Alright, so we're going to put the rest of the garlic cloves on top of this. I want to make sure it's nice and garlicky in here. I did the bottom sauce. Now we're going to layer the top sauce. And we still got more in here, so I'm just gonna, it's just gonna go pour it all out on my hand, and make sure we get it all. don't forget to clean up. Alright. So we've done that. That looks good. But it's really going to look even better if I put this, if I slice this mozzarella. It's going to be really good. So guess what? I'm going to go slicey. Okay, so let's see. Let's put a piece here, make sure we cut it, and then we can slice it like this, and then we can break it up, and guess what? It lasts a little longer too. And we're not using so much mozzarella. You could do that, or you could buy grated mozzarella. Grated cheese in a bag. Buy the mozzarella, shred it in a bag. That works just as well. But when my mother makes lasagna, she puts mozzarella cheese like this on top of, in the sauce on the top of the lasagna. She makes Grandma and Tom's lasagna, and that's really good. Alright, let's just start putting cheese there. We know we want the cheese, and we badly want it. Just keeps. Okay. I think we have enough cheese, unless we think I'll take this piece and just put it in there. Okay. There goes the mozzarella cheese. Halfway used. There we go. Alright, let's just set the temperature. I should have set that beforehand. Let's see. Hey Siri, set the temperature to 375 for baking.
There are no accessories that support that.
I don't know, Siri. I'll just do it myself. My HomePod's acting up. Alright, 375. We're going to click start, and it's going to preheat the oven, and this little bad boy is going to bake in the oven, and it's going to taste really good on our plates. And if you wanted to, you could make garlic bread, get some pieces of bread, rolls, put a little butter in there, salted butter, and put a little garlic sprinkled in there, and put it in the microwave, and it's soft. Or you could bake it in the oven.